Hey there, so this is the regular update video on what's been whatting. Last week's been pretty busy, last 2 weeks have actually been pretty busy. Not all work-related stuff, I'm sorry to say. I've been a little sick the last week and a bit and laid up and pretty much just kind of curled up under a blanket for more than a week at the moment, which has been all kinds of fun. Yeah, so the antibiotics are working, which is wonderful, and I'm starting to feel a little bit more like me, whatever me is supposed to feel like. So in the time off, I've basically been kind of doing a little bit of scribbling in a notebook, trying to catch up on a project that Pip and I were brainstorming a couple of weeks ago. Got to write a story for that thing that I can't announce. And after a little bit of debate, I've decided to scrap the whole story idea because I don't think it's going to work for this. It's missing. There's something on the other side of it that it's totally just missing, and I feel like it needs more than I'm giving it in order to kind of all tie together beautifully. So I'm going off in a completely different direction. And I've started kind of sketching that thing out and stuff. But other than that, it's been pretty much just focusing on getting well. I've been sleeping as much as I could possibly sleep. We sat on Sunday and watched pretty much the entirety of Good Omens, which is phenomenal. And if you haven't checked it out, seriously go and watch it. It's not just a solid adaptation of a story, it is its own creature, and a lot of the decisions they've made have enhanced it in many, many ways, and it's well worth the time. So that's Good Omens. I think it's on Prime it was on Prime back in the day when I was watching it. Hello Kitties in the future. Also got to see Haunting of Hill House at last, which was not what I was expecting, but not unhappy with with what it was. I enjoyed the process of it. Little apprehensive about a few bits and pieces, but I'll talk about that in a Deadflicks video. Pip and I are going to talk about haunted house films and all of that kind of stuff, so that's in the works for the future. Got the Deadflicks feed switched over from another kind of hosting service that was not doing the business, and after a bit of research and asking around and stuff, I decided to kind of shift over to Libsyn. So I'm in the process of kind of submitting all the feeds to iTunes and getting them all up on Stitcher. It's already on Spotify and Stitcher, I think. Spotify for sure. They're all S names, and just making sure that kind of we've submitted the podcast feed to as many folks as possible, and it's just available, so wherever people look for it, they don't have to dig. There's nothing worse than it not just being where you are. You've got to kind of find loopholes in order to. It's just not fun. Other than that, I've been polishing up a bit of the Deadflicks and the Pugnacious Press Patreon stuff, fulfilling promises, and just pretty much trying not to do too much. Just kind of putting feet up and, like I said, getting well. With that, what am I excited about at the moment? We got some kind of really cool plans coming up. We've done a couple of really fun watch-alongs in recent weeks, which I've been editing, and I've purchased just this afternoon, because I needed something a little different to kind of just zone out to, and I've been itching to get into the Alfred Hitchcock Presents, which I know that pretty much none of the stories are written or directed by Alfred Hitchcock, but it became known for his intros and his outros, and after I read The Adventures of Alfred Hitchcock and read using kind of Audible, so it's a free show on Audible. It's by a guy called, I think it's Adam Roche or Alan Roche. It was really, really good. It's about 20, I'm guessing it's about 20 hours long, but it's in episodes, and I thoroughly loved every minute of that. I think I might actually re-listen to that this year. It had me kind of gut-wrenching, joy in your heart and tears, and it was pretty intense. So that if you want a recommendation on something interesting or different to look into, I'd greatly point you in that direction. And if you're already an Audible subscriber, it's free, which is magic. And a lot of the Adam Roche books are on there. I think there are about 3 or 4. He did one about Universal Monsters. He did one about Alfred Hitchcock. Then there was something about Walt Disney and hunting witches or witchcraft in Hollywood and a bunch of other stuff. Another one that was also quite interesting was called Sex in Hollywood, I think. Same chap, read by the author. He's got a lovely kind of English-British voice. It's really just fun. So I'm just rambling, but I'm going to check out here. I hope everything's going well in your neck of the woods, wherever the hell your neck of the woods is.